supplementary information. The Bureau is issuing this advisory opinion through the procedures of its advisory opinions policy. Refer to those procedures for more information. All right, so 1, advisory opinion background. Consumer reporting agencies collect and assemble or evaluate information about, among other things, the credit, criminal, employment, and rental histories of hundreds of millions of Americans. They package this information into consumer reports, which are used by creditors, insurers, landlords, employers, and others to make eligibility and other decisions about consumers. This collection, assembly, evaluation, dissemination, and use of vast quantities of often highly sensitive personal and financial information about consumers poses significant risk to consumer right to privacy. Guys, are you like paying attention to the words that the CFPB and the Bureau is using? Like, look how they formulate the words. The collection, assembly, evaluation, dissemination, and use of vast quantities of often highly sensitive, personal and financial information about consumers poses significant risks to consumer privacy. That's coming from the CFPB, right? So the FCRA regulates consumer reporting. Congress enacted the statute to ensure fair and accurate credit reporting, promote efficiency in the banking system, and protect consumer privacy. So if we're making complaints to the CFPB, what type of language do you think you need to put inside of your complaints? The same language that they gave you in their opinion letters, the same language that's in their laws. Why would you want to use something else like, oh, they didn't respond to me, this doesn't belong to me? That, like, let's use their language. They're telling you what to say because they already said it. Use their own words, right? So the FCRA regulates, we went over that. Boom. One of the problems with the credit reporting industry, look at this, one of the problems. So maybe y'all want to take a note of that. One of the problem with the credit reporting industry that Congress recognized and sought to remedy. So sought to remedy mean they went to do something about it. I don't know if they did something about it yet, right? With the FCRA was that what? Information in a person's credit file was not always kept strictly confidential. Well, hello. Hello. Confidentiality is a big part of your consumer report. Then you go into definition. What does confidentiality means? Expound on that. Speak on it. Use their words to tie into your end goal, right? The statute was enacted. So in your disputes and in your round 1 or round 2, you can put stuff like the statute, the FCRA was enacted to prevent undue invasion of individuals' right to privacy in the collection and dissemination of credit information. In the collection and dissemination, well, I have a right to privacy. If I don't want my information disseminated, I have that legal right. It's all about how you tell your story using their language. So as courts have recognized, a major purpose of the FCRA is what? Privacy of consumer data. So don't tell me about any public record. I don't want to hear it. The FCRA protects. The purpose of the FCRA protects consumer privacy in multiple ways. All right. So in your mind, you should be like the Ranger said, the FCRA protects consumer privacy in multiple ways. Let me write down these multiple ways. That's more than likely going to come next, right? Including by limiting the circumstances under which consumer reporting agencies may disclose consumer information. For example, FCRA section 604 entitled Permissible Purposes, or 15 USC 1681B of consumer reports, identifies an exclusive list of permissible purposes for which consumer reporting agency may provide consumer reports, including in accordance with the what? Written instructions of the consumer to whom the report relates, and for purposes relating to credit, employment, and insurance. The statute states that a consumer reporting agency may provide consumer reports under these circumstances and no other. It means if the circumstances are not listed in the list below, are in the list of what 15 USC 1681B says, or section 604, they cannot produce a consumer report if those criteria aren't met, right? So in addition, the FCRA section 607 A requires that every consumer reporting agency shall maintain reasonable procedures designed to limit the furnishing of consumer reports to the purposes listed under section 604 and the FCRA section 620, which this should be, if I'm not mistaken, 15 USC 1681 O. N and O, under where civil liability is. All right, so let's go on. See, oh, here we go. Criminal liability on any officer or employee. So let's go back. Let's read it into it. So limited the furnishing of consumer reports to the purposes listed under section 604 and the FCRA section 620, right? 620, which is 1681N. Someone just verify that and drop it in the chat. I'm more than positive it's 1681N, which imposes criminal liability on any officer or employee of a consumer reporting agency who knowingly and willfully provides information concerning an individual from the agency's files to an unauthorized person. Now, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Criminal liability for any officer or employee. So if someone in TransUnion furnished information in your consumer report to someone that did not have permissible purpose, you can hold that employee liable under section 620 or section 15 USC 1681N. Guys, when you're reading these things, I don't want you to rush reading these things. I want you to take your time and extract relevant information, right? All right. In addition to imposing permissible purpose limitations on consumer reporting agencies, the FCRA limits the circumstances under which third parties may obtain and use consumer report information from consumer reporting agencies. FCRA section 604F, this is 15 USC 1681BF, provides that a person shall not use or obtain a consumer report for any purpose unless the consumer report is obtained for a purpose for which the consumer report is authorized to be furnished under FCRA section 604, and the purpose is what? certified. The purpose must be certified, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all I was making this stuff up. Let me drink some water. Damn. The purpose must be certified. So if XYZ crooked car dealership goes to TransUnion to pull a report, they must submit a document that gets certified by TransUnion that there is a legitimate business purpose for pulling the consumer report. That is what is supposed to happen. Does that happen? No. But now you know, when you know better, you do better. So now you are able to hold them responsible. So now when you're running the 24-hour inquiry play, maybe you want to add some of these language to your vocabulary. Oh, we cannot delete this inquiry because it's tied to an open account. Really? Now, do you have the certification where under the new law or under the new guidelines for permissible purpose, where you're supposed to certify that this creditor indeed had a permissible purpose? My email address is this. Could you send over that email right now with the certifying document per the FCRA that states you are supposed to certify that this creditor had a permissible purpose or legitimate business reason to pull the consumer report? We're not going to fight with no one. We're not fighting with no one. This is what the law says. This is what we're asking for, right? The purpose is certified in accordance with FCRA section 607 by a prospective user of the report through a general or specific certification. So whether it's a general or a specific certification, I want to see the certification. So FCRA section 619 imposes criminal liability on any person who knowingly and willfully obtains. So, okay, so 1620 is 1681-O and 619 is 1681-N. There we go. Imposes criminal liability on any person who knowingly and willfully obtains information on a consumer from a consumer reporting agency under false pretenses. So crooked car dealership that ran the report 15 times and all of these other car dealerships that ran the credit, well, where's the permissible purpose document? I am requesting in good faith the permissible purpose document. You said you had a legitimate business reason to pull it. Okay, great. Show me where you got the permissible purpose from Island Girl. Show me where you got it from Danielle. Just give me the document. Give me a, I don't even want the original document. Send me a copy of it. But you know what? See, if I came to you and I borrowed a ring, if I pawned a ring and I got $5,000 from you and I came back with your $5,000, guys, would you be okay getting a photocopy of your ring, or you want your ring back? Photocopy of the ring, or you want the ring back? Well, guess what? Under Rule 1002, I am requesting the original documentation. Since you had permissible purpose, give me the original document, because you should have it in your possession if you claim that you got permissible purpose. Yes? This is a document that you should have. Can we all agree? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, the FCRA permissible purpose provisions are thus central to the statute's protection of, you see how they keep bringing up consumer privacy? Do y'all see how the word privacy keeps popping up everywhere? Okay.
Yes, Coach.
I just thought I want to bring that to your attention. See, consumer, ooh, Okay, this sounds like something you could add to maybe a round 2 letter. Consumer suffer harm when consumer reporting agencies provide consumer reports to persons who are not authorized to receive the information, or when recipients of consumer reports obtain or use such reports for purposes other than permissible purpose. Wow. So action step, ladies and gentlemen, I would go to 15 USC 1681B and go look at what they're talking about under 15 USC 1681B. I would read that again. An action step, I would find out what section, I can't remember off the top of my head, what section is 1607. So if 604 is B, so 607 would be what? 3 down, right? So B is B, let me see, right, C, D, E. So on the section E then, 1681E, 607 should be, go look it up yourself, don't quote me on it. 607 should be the equivalent of 1681E. So just make sure we write that down and we go look it up. So 607 should be equivalent to 1681E, right? Yeah, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, it should be. All right, these harms include the invasion of consumers' privacy. Well, what do we have here? As well as reputational, really, emotional, really, physical and economic harms. So if we're saying that their inaccurate reporting does something to a consumer, what are the things you want to put that the consumer is being harmed, or what ways would you want to put that you are being harmed if this is in your letter? What words you want to put? Invasion of privacy.
Denials. High credit interest rate.
No.
Reputational, emotional, physical,
look at the words they're
economical
giving
harms.
you. Look at the words they're giving you, right? It's right here.
Okay, I see.
Use their words. That's what I'm getting at. I want you to use their words. You cannot tell me you didn't say it. Let's not make up our own stuff. They gave us some right here: privacy, invasion of privacy, reputational, emotional. Hello, emotional. What does that lead to? Mental health. Bruh, there's so many ways you can go with this. Physical and economic harms. So what you were talking about with the denial, that would come under economic harms. You could go ham on this. Each one is a section that you could expound on. So the Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission have collectively brought numerous enforcement actions to address violations of the FCRA's permissible purpose, right?